From Legends Field in Pendleton, Indiana, it's time for the 9-Star Channel 9 Game of the Week. Today we have a great Hoosier Heritage Conference softball matchup between the New Palestine Dragons, ranked number 1 in Class 3A, and the two-time defending state champions against the Pendleton Heights Arabians, ranked number 4 in Class 4A with a mark of 13-2. Along with Jarrett Lewis, I'm Andrew Smith, welcoming you to what should be a great day of softball. The driver's seat in the Hoosier Heritage Conference is up for grabs, as these two teams are the co-leaders in the HHC, and also a good test for each of these teams as we head toward the state tournament that will be beginning in just a couple of weeks. Jarrett Lewis, anytime you get two top 5 teams together, it's always going to be a great matchup, and today should be one.
Well, you're not just talking about a big-time conference matchup. You're talking about both of these teams are well towards the top of their class. New Palestine being number 1 in 3A, and then you got Pendleton well up there in 4A. So it should be a very interesting matchup. Both teams are going to be looking to play their best softball before they enter into this state tournament.
Jalen Calvert leads off for the Dragons. She's hitting .463 on the year. She is a senior. And she pops one in the air in foul territory down the right field line. A long run and a nice catch made by Michaela Winans in the right field corner in the bullpen. And very quickly, Pendleton Heights pitcher Jordan Benefiel records the first out of the game.
And plenty of room over there towards that right field line, and a nice play by the right fielder. Had plenty of room, knew where she was before she hit that wall.
Michaela Jones steps in. She's a junior, shortstop, 3-year starter for the Dragons. And the first pitch to her is high and wide for a ball. 4 homers for Jones. This Dragon team has hit 21 on the season. She had been the starting catcher the last 2 years. She's ahead in the count now, 2-0, as Miss Softball Ashley Prangy, who's now starting at Ohio State, had the shortstop position nailed down. She hadn't played catcher before, but was very good in those first 2 varsity seasons. And is ahead in the count, 3-0, as Jordan Benefiel looks like she's trying to be careful with Mick Jones.
Almost too careful, though. All of her pitches have been well outside the strike zone.
This one is just inside, ball 4, and Jones is aboard with a 1-out walk. Benefiel on the year, 10-2, 0.71 earned run average. In 79 innings, she struck out 142 batters, allowed just 35 hits and 8 earned runs. Emily O'Connor steps in. 7 homers on the year, leads the Dragons as well with 25 RBI. Senior third baseman takes first pitch high and wide from the Pendleton Heights junior pitcher. And very quickly, 9th-year head coach Rob Davis is going to sprint out to the mound and have a chat with this pitcher and just settle her down. And when you're facing a lineup of this quality, you sometimes want to be very fine with your pitches. But sometimes, too, I think what Coach Davis is saying, trust your stuff.
And it's real early in this game. Coach Davis knows that he doesn't want anything to get out of hand too early. This is a big matchup. Better safe than sorry to go out, talk to your pitcher, calm her down before she faces off against this 3-hole hitter.
Emily O'Connor committed to play at the University of Indianapolis next season. Fouls this one back behind home plate, so 1-1 the count. Pendleton Heights defense, Jordan Benefiel the pitcher, Kylie Ryan, a freshman, the catcher, Grace Conkling at first, Jeton Brown at second, Kylie Davis and Grace Scott the left side of the infield, as O'Connor pops this one straight up in the air in foul territory, and the first baseman, Grace Conkling, makes the catch 2 away, both on foul pop-outs in the top of the first. So it looks like O'Connor just got a little bit under that.
And besides from the errant pitches that we've seen from Benefiel at the mound, she's been able to get these great hitters of New Palestine to pop up.
Macy Miller is homered twice, takes first pitch low for a ball. Miller 17 driven in, and she had a big grand slam at the semi-state last year to help Put the Dragons in the state finals for the second straight year. She fouls this one off behind home plate. When the Dragons have made contact on Benefield, Jarrett, it's not been hard contact, as she's been able to induce a lot of pop-ups and foul balls.
No, and a lot of these Dragon hitters so far are popping balls up, fouling them off, and nothing on the ground so far.
1-1 the count. This pitch is taken over the outside corner at the knees for a strike. 1-2. Michaela Jones, the runner at first. She drew a one-out walk. If Miller can reach, Tatum Biddle is in the on-deck circle. The 1-2 fouled off again into the parking lot. And so we'll remain at 1-2. The rest of the Dragon lineup: Sam Boo, the designated player, Emma Tusher, the right fielder, Reagan Hyatt, the catcher, and Kendall Calvert, the left fielder. 1-2 the count. 2 outs, runner on first for New Palestine. And this pitch a little bit high. Benefield trying to get Miller to chase a high fastball. So the count even at 2-2. Runner on first, 2 outs. And this pitch is wide for a ball, 3-2. So the count is full. Traveling time for Jones with the pitch. So after being down 1-2, Miller's worked the count full, swings and pops this one up foul behind home plate. And so we'll do it all over again. Good at bat here by Macy Miller, spoiling a lot of good pitches.
And it really shows, how great the programs are.
Michaela Jones, good speed at first base. Here's the 3-2. Fouled off again, back to the screen. One other thing this at-bat does is it allows the players in the dugout to see her pitches and see how she tries to attack a hitter.
Right, and it's so key for these first batters that New Palestine will bring to the plate to tell her teammates what does she like to throw at this time.
Hit high into left field. This is playable and caught for the left fielder Chloe Klosser, 2 in the inning. The Dragons draw a 1-out walk and leave 1. We've played half an inning. New Palestine nothing. Pendleton Heights coming to bat. It was in the gap in left center. Klosser had to make a little bit of a run to get to it, but made the catch. So take a look at the HHC standings. This is just Pendleton Heights' second conference game. They'll be playing a number of conference contests here in the coming days. New Palestine 3-0. They'll play Greenfield Central tomorrow as well. Mount Vernon at 3-1, still in the mix. Yorktown 2-2. They've been ranked in the top 10 in 3A all season. Delta, Greenfield Central, Newcastle, Shelbyville, rounding out what is a very good conference. New Pal back-to-back state champs. Pendleton Heights was a sectional champ a year ago.
And you also saw on there Pendleton had only played the 1 conference game compared to all these other teams who have played at least 3, maybe 4. So Pendleton, it all kind of falls on them to see how they want to end up in this conference playing just the 1 conference game.
They will travel to Mount Vernon tomorrow and then also to Greenfield Central on Tuesday. Kaylee Bullock is the Dragon starter, 7-1, 1.81 ERA. She struck out 49 in her 50 and a third innings so far.
And what really impresses me about Bullock, Andrew, is that offensive batting or the opposing batting average, just a hair over 200. So she's not allowing a whole lot of hits to the opposing team.
She was the understudy to Mackenzie Jones last year, had a lot of big starts, and now she stepped into the number 1 spot, and she blows the strike past Kylie Davis on the first pitch of the game. Lineup for Pendleton Heights: Davis, a sophomore, Allie Hall, a junior, Grace Conkling, a sophomore, due up here in the first, Chloe Klosser, Kylie Ryan, and Grace Scott. The middle of the order: Michaela Winans, Megan Porter, and Jaden Brown. The lower third. Bullock quickly attacking and ahead 0-2 of Kylie Davis. He was hitting .444 on the year. Here's the 0-2. It's a fastball outside. 1-2. Davis leads the Arabians with 21 runs. She is their table setter. And here's the 1-2. Misses upstairs, 2-2. It's Pendleton Heights lineup 4 of the top 5 hitters hitting over 400. And it's a very young team as well. 2-2 is outside, 3-2. And so after getting ahead with 2 strikes, Bullock has tried to get Davis to chase 3 times and missed all 3. So Davis has worked the count back to full. As you see our umpire showing, fouls this one off the screen, so the at-bat will stay alive. And again, Davis giving the Pendleton Heights hitters a chance to see how Bullock will attack them. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Kaylee Bullock. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's the first strikeout of the game as Bullock retires Davis on a 3-2 pitch.
And for softball pitchers, it's a totally different game compared to in baseball when you work the count so deep because, these softball pitchers are able to pitch the next day if they wanted to. But good job of, even though you got ahead 0-2 and then fell behind 3-2, a nice job of Bullock to come back and get that strikeout.
First pitch to Allie Hall's over the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Hall, the Arabians' junior center fielder. She has driven in 16 runs and fouls this one back toward the screen. So Bullock has been ahead of both of the first 2 batters, 0-2.
And this is something we saw in yesterday's game that Nine Star did. We had Knightstown and Daleville yesterday. Knightstown got a 4-3 walk-off win in the 8th inning. But the pitcher for Daleville did such a good job of getting ahead nearly every batter that he faced. And it may have been every other batter at least where he got ahead 0-2, 1-2, and it totally paid off in the end.
Here's the 1-2. It's outside, 2-2. When you're ahead in the count, the pitcher can control the at-bat. Looks like Bullock has gotten ahead 0-2 and has tried to get the Arabians to chase. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off into the stands, the third base side. Dragon defense, Bullock the pitcher, Reagan Hyatt is the catcher, Macy Miller at first, Tatum Biddle at second. Michaela Jones and Emily O'Connor, the left side of the infield at short and third. Kendall Calvert and Jalen Calvert are sisters in left and center field, and Emma Tusher in right. Here's the 2-2. High and tight, 3-2. And once again, Allie Hall has worked the count full after falling behind 0-2. Bullock looks in, wheels, deals, and Hall lines it in left field. This will be a base hit. Very quickly, Kendall Calvert gets it back in, but Hall was able to get that into the gap between short and third. Good at-bat by Allie Hall.
And a nice job of Hall taking that outside pitch towards left field. She didn't pull it. She didn't try to hit it early. She let it get deep into the plate, and she hit it to opposite field. A nice way to get a runner on base with just 1 out.
Gracie Conkling steps in. She is the Arabians' leader with 4 homers this season. She has 4 of their 15 and takes the first pitch inside of the knees for a ball. So that first pitch, if the pitcher can get a strike, the pitcher often can dictate things. If the batter can get ahead, then the pitcher has to give in a little bit more. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. A drop ball over the outside corner. 1-1 the count to Conkling. She is a sophomore. Out of the 10 Pendleton Heights starters, only 3 seniors. Here's a swing and a miss, and quickly Bullock's ahead, 1-2. Ty Conkling a little bit ahead of that pitch.
Nice mix-up of off-speed, and then brings back the fastball here to get ahead 0-2. Nice job by Bullock.
And here's the pitch. Swing and a foul ball. She just barely got a piece of that. And so the count will remain a ball and 2 strikes as Conkling stays alive. Allie Hall, the runner at first, has good speed. Here's the 1-2, outside, 2-2. Trying to get Conkling to offer at it. Conkling with 20 RBI leads the Arabians. Allie Hall at first has stolen 5 bases. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 strikeouts in the first inning for Kaylee Bullock. Hall remains at first. And there are 2 down for Chloe Klosser as Bullock again elevates that one, and Hall Stays at first as Conkling swings through it.
Bullock was in charge of that at bat the whole time against Conkling. She had her guessing on pitches. She beat her with fastballs multiple times, and she ends up with the K.
Chloe Klosser, one of the aforementioned seniors in the Arabian lineup, takes the ball inside. Of these seniors, Klosser, Michaela Winans, and Jaden Brown, they will all be teammates next year, too. All of them have committed to play at Anderson University, as has Brianna Bell. 1-0 the count. And check swing, takes a pitch low and away. 1-1. They'll appeal down to first. No swing is the ruling by the first base umpires. So they misspoke. The count 2-0. Chloe Klosser she pulled the bat back. Here's the 2-0 from Bullock. Fouled down the first base line. And it'll bounce around through the gravel in the parking lot.
And luckily miss a car. There are some few cars over there. We're not sure if any balls will make it over there, but hopefully not.
Rule number 1 of attending a baseball or softball game, park as far away from the field as you can. Here's the 2-1. Pitch is high, 3-1. It's like Bullock's trying to elevate her fastball, and that's a tantalizing pitch to lay off of.
And unlike Conkling, Klosser's doing a very nice job of staying off the bad pitches. She did foul off that one, which looked good to her.
She fouls this one off as well.
Nearly identical result as her last foul ball.
The truck over there seems to have a bullseye on it. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Allie Hall will likely be going with a pitch with 2 outs. Bullock has struck out 2. Hall single to left. And here's the pitch. Line into center. That will fall for a base hit. Hall stops at second, and the Arabians have 2 on with 2 out. A good at-bat by Chloe Klosser, and she took that one right back up the middle.
Like we said earlier, nice job of being patient with Klosser. She didn't swing at any bad pitches. And that full count, you're probably most likely expecting a fastball. You're not sure how wide open the variety for Bullock is with a full count, but she got that fastball right down the middle and sent it right back up the middle.
Kylie Ryan is a freshman. She one of the big bats in this order with 4 homers on the season, is tardy on a fastball, 0-1. She's driven in 14, hitting .405 on the year. 0-2, or 0-1 the count. No runs, 2 hits in the inning for Pendleton Heights as Ryan takes a pitch outside for a ball. No runs, 2 hits for Pendleton. New Palestine did not get a hit in the top of the inning. This pitch is hit high, into left, and deep. Back is Kendall Calvert. Makes the catch on the warning track to retire the side. Ryan gave it a ride, but the ballpark held it. So we've played 1. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left for the Arabians. No score. After an inning, you're watching high school softball on 9-Star Channel 9.
A working mom who brings her best to both roles. A community-owned telecom that connects her home with high-bandwidth fiber optic. Mom can work from home with fast, reliable connectivity and be there when the kids come home. When everyone logs on, the internet connections stay fast and the family stays connected. 9-Star Connect. Community-owned. Community strong.
Back at Legends Field in Pendleton, Indiana, where the Pendleton Heights Arabians and New Palestine Dragons scoreless through an inning. The Arabians had a pair of hits. The Dragons drew a 1-out walk from Michaela Jones, but neither team able to score in the first inning. But you can tell these are 2 of the top teams in the state with the way they were working their at-bats and the pitchers having to play a cat-and-mouse game with the hitters.
Yeah, you could see the difference between just 2 batters from Pendleton Heights. Conkling ended up striking out on around 4 or 5 pitches, and then the next batter after that was able to work the count, got it to a full count, and was able to hit a fastball that Bullock left right over the middle. So, you know, it's going to be whether you can stay patient and swing at good pitches and leave the bad ones away.
Tatum Biddle to lead things off for New Palestine. She is a senior. She's driven in 9. She is a natural left-handed hitter and swings through the first pitch, 0-1.
It's almost something rare to see a left-handed hitter stay in that box and try and hit that ball. You see a lot of them trying to slash it, but Biddle wants to stay in there.
She fouls this one off. Back to the screen, 0-2. Biddle, one of 4 New Palestine seniors that have committed to play college softball next season. She'll be at Northern Kentucky University. There was a 5th from this class, from T.T. Hart. She graduated mid-year and is often in the starting lineup at IU. Here's the 0-2. Grounded back up the middle. It's deflected by Benefiel, and there will be no play for the shortstop, Kylie Davis. That's a tough play for the pitcher. Benefiel tried to backhand it, got a glove on it, but she slowed it down enough where there was no play. It's a hit for Biddle. And so the Dragons have the leadoff runner on.
It was a tough break for the Arabians. Even with the small field, that ball's going to die once it's deflected, and Biddle was able to safely get to first.
First pitch to Sam Boo is outside for a ball, and now our umpire appeals as Boo checked the swing. No swing is the ruling of the man in blue at first base. Boo hitting .391 on the year. She's got a couple of homers. She's also Dragons' number 2 pitcher and has split a lot of time with Kaylee Bullock this season. Swings through a pitch here, 1-1. Boo, one of 2 sophomores in the starting lineup for New Palestine today. Kendall Calvert, who made that catch to end the first inning, the other. Here's the 1-1. It is a strike over the inside corner. So Benefiel ahead in the count, 1-2. Benefiel averaging nearly 2 strikeouts an inning. And there's her first as Boo swings through a high fastball, and there's one away for Emma Tusher.
First strikeout for the game for Benefiel right there. Nice job of getting ahead in the count. It's going to be so important, and we're going to come back to it so many times during this game. It'll put you in control, and you'll be able to give whatever pitch you like.
Emma Tusher takes a pitch high for a ball, 1-0. Right fielder for the Dragons today, hitting .289. She's driven in 6. Biddle, the runner at first. Here's the 1-0. It is a strike over the outside corner, 1-1. Another one of these Dragon seniors committed to play college softball. She'll be at the University of Southern Indiana next spring. Here's the 1-1, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Reagan Hyatt in the on-deck circle. 1 out, 1 on. And here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jordan Benefiel after Tatum Biddle had a leadoff infield single, and so now it's up to Reagan Hyatt. Junior catcher hitting .381. She's homered once.
Nice job of Benefiel being able to bounce back, digging deep after allowing the first man to get on. Gets 2 strikeouts, puts things in her own hands. She doesn't want anything funky to happen to where Dragons can put a run on the board early in the game.
Fires a strike here. Benefiel, an outstanding pitcher. Just 8 earned runs all season. Here's the 0-1. Hit in the air in foul territory, wide of third. Coming over the shortstop, Kylie Davis makes the catch to retire the side. That's the 3rd foul out for the Dragons in this game. They get a hit, they leave 1 through 1.5. We are scoreless at Pendleton Heights between New Palestine and Pendleton Heights. And we saw the HHC standings earlier. New Palestine with a 3-0 record. Pendleton Heights 1-0. New Palestine has already played Mount Vernon and handed the Marauders their only loss. They've also defeated Yorktown, which is ranked number 7 in 3A, and handed them one of their 2 conference losses. So New Palestine has won 5 consecutive HHC titles and 9 overall. Pendleton Heights has won 11 HHC titles but is seeking its first since 2013. And when you win in this league, it's impressive because you look right now, There's 3 teams ranked: New Pal number 1, Yorktown number 7 in 3A, and Pendleton Heights number 4 in 4A. But Mount Vernon has been receiving votes this year. Greenfield Central has been receiving votes. And Shelbyville has been solid as well. And Delta is better than it has been. And Newcastle's always formidable. So there really aren't any off nights in this conference.
And with the amount of teams in this conference, it's surprising to see how many of them are just that good and how many have a chance to end up being the HHC champion.
Grace Scott to lead things off for Pendleton Heights in the second. Sophomore third baseman. She's hit 3 homers on the year. Kaylee Bullock pitched around a pair of first inning singles, and the first pitch she offers in the second inning is fouled up and out of play. Scott Winans and Porter, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, due up for Pendleton Heights. Bullock, a pair of strikeouts and a long fly out. As Kylie Ryan hit one to the fence. This pitch fouled back to the screen, 0-2. And again, continuing the pattern, Bullock getting ahead of hitters. Beautiful setting here at Pendleton Heights. Here's the 0-2, high and wide, 1-2.
And beautiful weather also. We're lucky to be missing all the rain that we've been getting recently.
Had a pretty big shower that came through earlier, but the crew here at Pendleton Heights did a great job of getting the field ready, and it looks perfect. Little bit of a breeze out toward right center. Temperature in the mid-60s. Count 1-2 on Grace Scott. And she doesn't offer at the high pitch, 2-2. Stands right behind home plate. You see on your screen, bleachers down each line, and a really nice setting. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Kaylee Bullock. And so Scott is retired, and this will bring up Michaela Winans.
Bullock with her first strikeout of the game. We saw her kind of going inside to Scott early in that at bat. Decided to mix it up, threw one towards the outside corner, and Scott decided to go after it.
So here's the first pitch. Hit softly toward right field. That is a fair ball, and Winans is aboard with a hit. A little looper over first base, and it landed right at the edge of the infield over the head of Macy Miller, the first baseman. That's a tough ball to get.
Now batting the designated player.
In baseball, softball, sometimes you can crush a ball for an out, and you place it perfectly, and it's a hit.
And it doesn't matter how you get on. As long as you get on, it'll go down as a single in the scorebook.
And that's the third hit of the game for Pendleton Heights. Megan Porter steps in. She's hitting .333, offers at the first pitch for a strike. Porter, slap hitter. Here's the 0-1. She takes it outside, 1-1. Generally, the slappers are trying to hit the ball to the left side and use their speed and the fact that they're a few feet closer to first base to beat out the throw. Here's the 1-1. Taken outside for a ball, 2-1. Porter's a junior. She's the DP for Pendleton Heights today. Kaylee Bullock wheels, deals. Porter swings and misses. 2-2 the count. Winans the runner at first. Aboard with Pendleton Heights' third hit of the game. Here's the 2-2. A little wide, 3-2. And so the count is full, which we've said a lot. Both of these pitchers being forced to work deep into counts, as you might expect from two of the better hitting teams in the state. Here's the payoff pitch, fouled back to the screen. So we'll do it all over again.
Porter's done a nice job of staying disciplined. Bullock's been working the outside corner for most of the at-bat. That one was a little closer in, decided to take a stab at it, fouls it off, and we'll get to do it all over again.
Runner at first is Winans. Here's the 3-2. Fouled off again, and so we'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Megan Porter. Jaden Brown is in the on-deck circle for Pendleton Heights, the number 9 hitter. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That is the 4th strikeout of the game for Kaylee Bullock. Looked like she fooled Porter a little bit with this pitch.
Nice movement on it. Looks like it was going to come right over to the plate. Slides over to the outside corner. Beautiful pitch by Bullock.
Jaden Brown steps in. Senior second baseman, one of 3 seniors in this Pendleton Heights lineup. Takes first pitch high and wide for a ball. A lot of left-handed hitters in this Arabian lineup. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Bullock's had success getting people to chase that high fastball.
And it looks like it's just going to be a meatball right down the middle, but then it decides to tail up towards their head. With a pitcher like Bullock and this New Palestine team, you know, we're obviously not going to be surprised if they make it this far, considering how sharp Bullock is looking so far in this game.
2-1 the count on Jaden Brown. And this is fouled off, 2-2. Yeah, 2 teams with aspirations of making deep runs in the state tournament. Pendleton Heights in Class 4A. They won their sectional last year. Here's the 2-2. Taken high for a ball, and again the count goes full. Here's the payoff pitch. Taken outside for a ball, and the Arabians have 2 runners aboard. This will flip the lineup back over. Kylie Davis, the leadoff hitter, steps in with a runner in scoring position and 2 aboard.
With the shortstop, number 5, Kylie Davis.
Always interesting to see how a team responds the second time through the order and how a pitcher responds as well.
Yeah, hopefully by now the top of the order has spoken to the bottom of the order and told them what Bullock likes to throw, if she likes to do this with 2 strikes, or if she tends to do this when she's behind. And with 2 runners on now, top of the order, Davis should know Bullock better than anybody.
1-1 the count. Took the first for a strike, the second outside for a ball. 1-1 fouled back to the screen. So 1-2 the count. 2 outs, 1-2 the count. This Pendleton Heights team doesn't need a lot of runs with the way that Benefiel has been pitching this season. Bullock delivers the 1-2, misses outside, 2-2. If Davis reaches Allie Hall in the on-deck circle. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 aboard. Here's the pitch, fouled back to the screen. Remains 2-2. Another battle between pitcher and hitter. Both pitchers have thrown a lot of pitches so far. Here's the 2-2. Misses high as Bullock tried to get Davis to chase that high fastball, but she laid off of it, and again the count runs full.
Another full count, just like you mentioned. Davis doing a nice job staying patient.
Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The Arabians get a hit, a walk, but Bullock strikes out the other 3. So we've played 2 at Pendleton Heights, and the Dragons and Arabians are scoreless.
Think David can defeat Goliath. Think again. This Goliath isn't just bigger or faster. She wants it more. So let the Davids take aim. Because once they come face to face with this Goliath, they'll quickly realize they never had a chance.
Along with Jarrett Lewis, I'm Andrew Smith here at Pendleton Heights High School's Legends Field, where the Arabians and Dragons are scoreless. through 2, and it's been a case where each team has had base runners, but the pitchers have been able to make things happen. But earlier today, the Arabians were helping keep the field clean and get it ready. They were brushing off the tarp and allowing us to play today because we had some torrential rains here in Pendleton earlier. And so life in baseball and softball, you got to help keep the diamond in good shape. First pitch is a fastball to Kendall Calvert over the outside corner for a strike.
The diamond is sacred ground indeed.
And so the players often help drag it and get it in shape to play. And so the Arabians there helping squeegee off the tarp, as there was a lot of rain that came earlier. Calvert's driven in three runs this season. She's a sophomore. She's the younger sister of the center fielder, Jalen Calvert. Here's the 1-1 to her. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Calvert, the number 9 hitter in the order. Her sister Jalen in the on-deck circle, and then Michaela Jones also due up for New Palestine. Here's the 1-2 from Benefield. Calvert hits it in the air to right and deep, and it will go. A home run. Kendall Calvert's first homer of the season gives New Palestine a 1-0 lead. That ball just carried.
Yeah, not a whole lot of wind here. We can see the flag. It's moving just a little bit, but looks like that ball was left kind of up in the zone, and indeed it was, and Calvert went after it, and she hit it nice.
And it just barely cleared the fence and right center field, but Kendall Calvert gives the Dragons a 1-0 lead with a solo homer to right center. And now Jalen Calvert, who's homered 5 times, steps in, takes the first pitch for a ball. Jalen came into the day .463. She's driven in 19. Takes a strike here, 1-1. She is committed and signed to play at Auburn University next year in the SEC. 1-1 the count. And Calvert grounds it sharply to second. Up with it, Jaden Brown over to Conkling to get the first out.
Without looking at numbers, you can just hear committed to Auburn University, and you can think something of Jalen Calvert. So that's quite impressive. But ground out there, nice bounce back here from Benefield after giving up the home run.
Michaela Jones to step in, takes the first pitch for a strike. Jones does not have an official at-bat. She walked in the first inning. Here's the 0-1 to her. Outside for a ball. Jones, the number 2 hitter in the Dragon lineup. She's homered 4 times this season, driven in 17. Here's the 1-1. In the air, but foul down the first baseline. It'll drop in behind the stands. So 1-2 the count. Benefield has surrendered a pair of hits and has struck out a pair. And this one fouled off over by the first base dugout. So count will remain at 1-2. There's Rob Davis, Pendleton Heights head coach. His assistant Haley Cox. Here's the 1-2. It is in the dirt, low and in, 2-2 now the count. So here's the 2-2. In the air to center. It is playable for Allie Hall, and she makes the catch. 2 away. Emily O'Connor to step in with 2 outs. Nobody on, a run in on the homer by Kendall Calvert. Elevated that pitch, but Jones got under it.
Yeah, it looked just like the elevated pitch that Calvert was able to hit over the fence, but just under it was Jones.
O'Connor, the leading hitter in the Dragon lineup, hitting over 500 on the year. Takes the first pitch over the outside corner for a strike. She's 0 for 1 today. She fouled out to first in the first. Arabian coaches letting the pitcher know what pitch to throw, and the pitch that Coach Davis called is low and away for a ball, 1-1. It's often the case the coaches will signal the pitches in from the dugout, and then the catcher will relay that to the pitcher. Here's the 1-1. Hit in the air and deep to left. This ball is carrying, and it is way out of here. Solo homer for Emily O'Connor, her 8th of the year. The Dragons have homered twice in this inning and lead it 2-0.
No doubt about that one, Andrew. Right off the bat, you could tell that one was going out. The one with the most impressive resume of all, Emily O'Connor, batting nearly .550.
They went right down Main Street, and that was no doubt off the bat. O'Connor with the solo homer, second solo homer of the inning for New Palestine. Power against power, and that time the Dragons senior third baseman won the battle. So New Palestine leading 2-0 on a pair of homers this inning. And now Macy Miller takes the strike. Senior, she's 0 for 1 today, flied out to left in the first.
And she's right-handed. I just want to make that important because
2 outs, 2 in, both on homers. In the interim, a grounder to second and a fly ball to center. Quickly, Benefiel ahead of Macy Miller, 0-2 in the count.
And 2 identical pitches, it looked like, from Benefield, both hitting that outside corner, coming in with some nice speed.
Here's the 0-2. This one misses high and away. It's that classic 0-2, what you call in baseball the waste pitch. You just throw one high and wide and see if you can use that to set up the batter.
Or just to see if they'll chase after it.
Here's the 1-2. Almost in exactly the same spot, high and wide, 2-2. Miller laying off of both of those. Here's the 2-2. Misses outside for a ball, 3-2. She threw those first 2 balls way outside. That one just missed. And once again, the count runs full. Here's the 3-2. Grounded to short. Davis up with it, throws across the diamond to retire Miller. 6-3 on the putout, but the Dragons score 2 on a pair of solo homers from Kendall Calvert and Emily O'Connor. There's the grounder to Davis, and she was able to retire the runner by a couple of steps. Take a look at the Class 3A poll, and the combatants in the state championship game last year are 1-2 again, New Palestine and South Bend St. Joseph. Edgewood is a potential regional opponent for New Palestine. Lebanon, Brown County feed into that South semi-state as well. You see Yorktown in the Hoosier Heritage Conference. Knox has had a pretty solid team, and Danville as well, a team that feeds into the South semi-state. And so the Dragons have maintained that #1 spot all year. Look at 4A, Lake Central, always a powerhouse. Decatur Central, the defending state champion, #2. The Arabians, #4, Center Grove, #5, has lost to both of these teams. Castle Cathedral lost 14-2 to New Palestine last night. Crown Point, Wrights, and Roncalli. Roncalli had a 4-0 lead on New Palestine on Saturday. The Dragons came back to win that game 10-5. Allie Hall steps in, takes the first pitch over the outside corner for a strike to lead off the bottom of the second. Hall singled to left her first time up as one of the 3 Arabian hits. 2-3-0 for New Palestine, 0-3-0 for Pendleton Heights. Takes this pitch outside for a ball, 1-1.
And both teams with 3 hits, but the difference was just 2 pitches, the pitches that New Palestine was able to send right over the fence.
Here's the 1-1. Hit in the air to left. Kendall Calvert comes in and has room to make the catch, 1 away. Calvert ended up charging in at first, but then realized that she had it sized up and was able to settle under it. So 1 away for Gracie Conkling.
Now batting the first baseman, #9, Gracie.
Conkling leading the Arabians in batting average with a .467 average. She's also driven in 20 and homered 4 times. Struck out her first time up and misses this offering from Kaylee Bullock.
Bullock has to be confident that she can keep Conkling off balance here, considering she struck her out in the first at-bat.
Dragon coach Ed Markham, you see he's closing in on a milestone. Here's a comebacker right back to the circle. Bullock up with it, throws over to first to retire Conkling. 1-3 on the putout, 2 away. Back to Ed Markham. His first year at New Palestine, 2004, won a state championship. He was the assistant to Pete Cook the year before when they were the state runner-up. Asked him after the game, well, you've won a state title in your first year, what now? And what now has been 4 more since. Also in 2008 and 09 and the last 2 seasons as well. First pitch swung on and missed for a strike by Chloe Klosser. Klosser has one of the Arabians' 3 hits, a first inning single right back up the middle. There's the 0-1 to her, misses high and wide, 1-1. 2 runs, 3 hits for New Palestine. No runs, 3 hits for Pendleton Heights. Here's the 1-1 to Klosser. It is a strike over the inside corner of the knees. Good pitch by Bullock. It's 1-2. One thing you notice, Jared, she's worked outside a lot, and so she goes inside like that, fools the batter a little bit.
Beautiful movement on that pitch. It looks like it's going to head right for the knee, and it comes right over the plate.
In the air, in foul territory, behind first base, Tatum Biddle with a long run, unable to make the catch. She's a little frustrated with herself, but that was a long run Biddle had to make and just couldn't quite reel it in as it.
And she may have had the better angle compared to the first baseman calling her off, but still a long run to make and just one of those awkward situations.
Here's the 1-2 to Klosser. She hits this one high and deep to left. This one is going to go, a home run for Chloe Klosser. So she gets a second chance and makes no doubt about this one. Klosser's second homer of the year. The Arabians are on the board. It's 2-1.
It's almost guaranteed something good will happen when you get a second chance like that. You have a foul ball that could be caught by the defense. Here's a ball that just hangs from Bullock. Let her high and hits it off the scoreboard, I believe.
Yes, she
certainly
did.
Does.
And so, right about where that number 1 will go to mark the run. 2-1 the score. Chloe Klosser with a solo homer. That's her second. It's the 8th surrendered by Dragon pitching this season. So Kylie Ryan to step in. Klosser a 2-out solo homer. Ryan grounds one up the middle, and Michaela Jones unable to make the play. Ryan is aboard, and we'll see how our official scorer rules this one. That will be an error. So the inning continues as Ryan, sharp grounder up the middle. Jones was over there, but it looked like it just rode up on her. And
yeah, just a ball that ate her up.
So the inning continues.
Number 12, Grace Scott.
Scott struck out her first time up. 2-1 New Palestine. First pitch to Scott taken high for a ball. She's homered 3 times. Struck out her first time up. Kylie Ryan at first base. Scott takes a pitch outside, 2-0. We'll see how Bullock reacts for giving up the homer and then a base runner via error.
In previous innings, Bullock has been able to bounce back and take things into her own hands, getting strikeouts, but giving up the home run and then the error, now finds herself down 2-1 with 2 outs. This is a pretty important at-bat.
It's a solid 2-0 pitch there over the inside corner. This one is outside, 3-1 to Grace Scott. Michaela Winans, who singled her last time up, is in the on-deck circle. 2-1 New Palestine. Here's the 3-1. It's taken low for a ball. Second walk of the game issued by Kaylee Bullock, and the Arabians have something stirring with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. And we're going to have a courtesy runner for Pendleton Heights.
Now running at second base, number 10, Bryn Libler.
Bryn Libler running at second base. So the Arabians now with a tying run in scoring position.
Now batting the right fielder.
Winans was able to reach base on a single in the last inning. So now with someone who with more speed at second base, even a single could bring in a run for the Arabians.
A run in. All of the scoring here in the third inning, all of it on solo homers. And first pitch by Winans fouled off, 0-1. And after Bullock was able to retire the first two, Chloe Klosser hit a foul ball that was playable, but a tough play and unable to be made. And then the next pitch hits one off the scoreboard in the left, and then an error and a walk have prolonged the inning. 1-1 now the count on Michaela Winans.
Looks like we have activity now in the bullpen as well for New Palestine, just in case things get out of hand for Bullock, but not right there.
Good pitch, 1-2. Sam Boo throwing down the right field line for New Palestine. 1-2 the count. 2 outs, 2 on. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called over the outside corner. The inning is over, but the Arabians do get one on the solo homer by Chloe Klosser. On one hit, there was an error. They leave 2. We've played 3 here at Pendleton Heights on 9-Star Channel 9. The New Palestine Dragons lead the Pendleton Heights Arabians 2-1.
There was one Lady Dragon error.
The ocean sustains all life on this planet. If we can inspire people to care about the ocean, we can help protect the species that live there.
You sweet boy. You're my favorite.
What are you thinking?
Good. You would never give up on true love. Never.
Slimy is the new fuzzy.
Welcome back to Legends Field in Pendleton, Indiana. The New Palestine Dragons leading the Pendleton Heights Arabians 2-1. All of the scoring off solo home runs in this one. New Palestine's Kendall Calvert and Emily O'Connor in the third inning, and Pendleton Heights' Chloe Klosser responds.
Haven't seen much small ball so far for both of these teams. It's been 3 pitches and 3 runs on both sides, so power hitting against power pitching. So far, hitting has had the slight edge, and New Pal has a 2-1 lead.
Jordan Benefiel on for her 4th inning of work. She has allowed 3 hits. Tatum Biddle has 1. That was an infield single in the second. She swings and misses at the first pitch. Biddle, senior second baseman for the Dragons. Natural left-handed hitter. Here's the 0-1 to her, high and tight for a ball, 1-1. Biddle also a starter on the Dragon basketball team that won the HHC title this season. Here's the 1-1. High and away for a ball, 2-1 now the count. Conference play will heat up for both of these teams as time goes on. Here's the 2-1, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Benefield does a good job of mixing up her speed. She has a good balance and can mix up a little bit of a change-up and keep hitters off balance.
And for both pitchers, too, we've seen it, being able to mix things up, go inside, outside. You see a strikeout there from Benefield. Change the speed also.
That's her 3rd strikeout as Biddle is retired. Sam Boo is one of those strikeout victims. She steps in.
Number 27, Sam
Boo, the DP for New Palestine, also saw her warming up in the bullpen last half inning. And she hits this one in the air toward left center, a long run. It's going to fall in between the 2 outfielders. Boo takes a big turnaround first and pulls into second base with a stand-up double. Sam Boo gave it a ride right into the gap between Klosser and Hall, as she took a pitch that was up in the zone and put it right between them. It rolled to the wall, and Boo is aboard with a double. So the 4th hit of the day for the Dragons, and we'll see a pinch runner, Kinsey Mitchell, replacing Boo.
Another one of those instances where Benefield left left the ball hanging up there. And we've seen some pitches where some rise balls, I guess is what they call them, where they start in the zone and work their way up, but there's been some pitches where New Pal have been able to catch up to those rise balls.
But Tusher takes a ball. Kenzie Mitchell has really good speed at second base. She's a sophomore. She's stolen 7 bases this season. Probably not a threat to steal third because that's something you usually don't do with 1 out. Tusher shows bunt, snap throw to second. She got back in. The Arabians thought they had her, but Mitchell was able to slide under the tag. As the pitch was low and away, and Mitchell, the throw beat her, but Mitchell was able to get in around the tag. Allie Hall thought they got her. You saw her reaction in center field.
Yeah, great Kramer work by the 9-star men. We had a great shot at that. The throw did beat her, but she was able to get underneath it and avoid it.
2-0 the count on Tusher. She bunts back to the screen. 2-1. She struck out her first time up, senior right fielder.
Also nice quick thanking by the catcher behind the plate, Kylie Ryan. She was up on her toes, and with that missed bunt attempt, you're thinking the runner at second might want to get out and get a little bit of extra space, thinking that she can get the bunt down, and Ryan was ready to throw down a second trying to get her.
Count 2-2 after the foul ball. Ryan's a freshman. She's been impressive. She flew out to the fence in the first and has had a couple of good at-bats and looks really good behind the plate. Here's the 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Jordan Benefiel, and there are 2 away now for Reagan Hyatt. Good pitch. Tusher just swung underneath it.
Looks like Benefiel may have taken a little bit off of that one compared to a fastball.
Hyatt fouled out her first time up behind third base. First pitch taken for a strike by Reagan Hyatt, the Dragons catcher. Kenzie Mitchell, the pinch runner for Sam Boo, down at second. Boo at a 1-out double. Hyatt in the batter's box. Takes a pitch outside for a ball, 1-1. Both of these pitchers work in the outside corner an awful lot. We're in the top of the fourth. All of the scoring came in the third. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss as Hyatt was a little bit ahead of that fastball. 1-2.
I think Hyatt was thinking fastball, but Benefiel took a little bit off of this when you see it come in that just drops right to the bottom of the zone. Beautiful pitch there from Benefiel.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A runner aboard at second base. Here's the pitch. Hit in the air to center and deep. It is carrying, but it will go over the fence. 2-run homer for Reagan Hyatt. Allie Hall gave an effort at it, reached up to the top of the fence, but it just eluded her glove. 2-run homer for Reagan Hyatt. New Palestine with its 3rd homer of the day. Leads it now 4-1. Again, a pitch high in the zone, and Hyatt out to dead center. Allie Hall gave it a ride. Let's see how close she got to this one. Eluded her glove by maybe a foot.
I think all 3 Dragon home runs have been pitches that were left up in the zone or rise balls, and that one at first glance, seeing it hit off the bat, you didn't think it was going to go out, but the center fielder just kept drifting back towards the letters on the screen in center field, and it carried out of here.
Kendall Calvert has one of New Palestine's 3 homers on the day. Takes the first pitch, low and away for a ball. Kendall hit her first of the season in the 3rd inning. Comes up here in the top of the 4th, takes a strike here, 1-1.
And what better game to hit your first home run in than this one right here. 2 teams at the top of the conference.
So 1-1 the count. Pitch misses high, 2-1. A pair of strikeouts in the inning for Benefiel, but Sam Boo hits a double, and her pinch runner, Kenzie Mitchell, was along for the ride on Reagan Hyatt's 2-run homer. This pitch misses high, 3-1 the count on Kendall Calvert. If she reaches, Jalen Calvert, the leadoff hitter, is in the on-deck circle. We're in the fourth, 4-1 New Palestine. Here's the 3-1. Right down Main Street, 3-2.
A 3-1 count like that for Calvert probably should have been a little more ready because you're most likely going to see a fastball, and now we've run the count to another full.
A lot of battles between pitcher and hitter in this one. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Benefiel. She has 5 for the game. But Reagan Hyatt's 2-run homer gives New Palestine a 4-1 lead. We see that strikeout pitch to Kendall Calvert, a drop ball, and perfectly executed as that looked like it was going to be right over the heart of the plate. The bottom just fell out of it. So 4-1 New Palestine as we're at the midway point of the game. There's Reagan Hyatt's 2-run homer that gave the Dragons this 3-run lead. Love the effort Allie Hall gave on that. Sized it up, tried to time her jump, but just ran out of room. And so 4-1 is New Palestine's lead. For Pendleton Heights, it'll be the 8-9-1 hitters Megan Porter, Jaden Brown, and Kylie Davis to face Kaylee Bullock. Bullock has struck out 5 in this game.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th inning for the Lady Radiants.
And Megan Porter will step in. She was one of those. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. 4-5-1 for New Palestine. 1-4-0 for Pendleton Heights. Porter pops the first pitch up, and Emily O'Connor squeezes it for the first out. Well, and you're a pitcher, as we see Porter get under that one and just sky it to third base where Emily O'Connor was waiting on it. But Jared, as a pitcher, after you've been spotted a couple runs, you love to be able to get a one-pitch, one-out situation.
Absolutely. There's nothing better than getting that first pitch the opposing batter to swing at, and Bullock seems to be dealing now.
First pitch to Brown taken for a strike. She walked her first time up. Bullock has walked a pair, surrendered 4 hits. This one fouled off. Look out in that Pendleton Heights dugout. It was coming quickly over there. 0-2 now the count on Jaden Brown. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 4th. Kylie Davis, the leadoff hitter, is in the on-deck circle. One of 4 consecutive left-handed batters in the Pendleton Heights order is Brown. Takes a pitch here wide for a ball, 1-2. It's Porter and Brown at the bottom of the order, and then Davis and Hall at the top of the order, all hit from the left side of the plate. Here's the 1-2. Poked foul. Rob Davis makes a good play and gets it back into the pitcher in the coaching box. There is Alyssa Dillard, New Palestine assistant coach, with her father, Ed Markham, to the left. This one chopped toward third. O'Connor's up with it. Throws across the diamond, 2 down. Brown did what you want to do as a slap hitter, which is put it in play down the third base line, but O'Connor in perfect position to make the play. So Kylie Davis to step in. She has fanned twice in this game.
Number 5, Kylie Davis.
4-1 New Palestine. All of the hits have come off homers, as you might expect with 2 good hitting teams with power pitchers. Davis offers at the first pitch and misses for a strike.
You got to just see the movement on that pitch. You're thinking it's going to come in towards your thigh, at least stay over the middle of the plate. Just some wicked movement out towards the outside corner. I mean, for Davis, I'm not sure there's anything you can do with that pitch.
1-1 the count. This one fouled off. And so now the count 1-2. That's the one thing I've been really impressed with in this game is the movement that Bullock has on her pitches, and we can really see that from our center field camera.
Yeah, once we catch that replay from the center field camera, we have a tremendous look at how these pitches are coming in.
This one is popped up on the infield. Bullock speeds over to make the catch to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across for Pendleton Heights in the 4th. The New Palestine Dragons add 2 in the top of the inning through 4. Dragons 4, Arabians 1. You're watching high school softball on 9-Star Channel 9. Along with Jarrett Lewis, I'm Andrew Smith. Here at Pendleton Heights Legends Field. We're in the top of the 5th inning. The New Palestine Dragons with a 4-1 lead. And the top of the order to bat against Jordan Benefiel, who's on for her 5th inning of work. She'll face Jalen Calvert, Michaela Jones, and Emily O'Connor.
With all this momentum now that New Palestine has from the previous inning getting a home run, and now you have the top of the order, you're looking to add on to this 3-run lead.
The Lady Dragons, center fielder, number 6, Jalen.
Calvert has flied out and grounded out in this game. First pitch to her is taken outside for a ball. Benefiel has allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned through 4 innings. She has struck out 5. Here's the 1-0. Jalen Calvert grounds it to the left side, up with it. It's the third baseman, Scott. She throws across the diamond to retire Calvert. 1 out. And now Michaela Jones to step in. Jones has walked and flied out to center. That walk, the only walk of the game issued by Benefiel. Jones, a junior, takes first pitch low for a ball. She's had a lot of success in her athletic career at New Palestine. Sectional champion and conference champion in basketball, and a 2-time state champion in softball. Coach Rob Davis comes out to have a quick chat with his catcher, Kylie Ryan. 1-0 the count on Jones. She is a junior. And a changeup buckles Jones' knees, and she can only watch it 1-1 the count as it's taken for a strike.
Yeah, even when you're down 1-0, you never know what you're going to get from Benefiel. A changeup like that could really have the hitter guessing.
And then she goes right over the inside corner, 1-2. Drop one over the outside corner, and then a fastball right there at the belt. And this one fouled off over by the first base dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 away.
We saw on that last pitch, Ryan was positioned towards the outside corner. We'll see if she goes back there, and she does.
Another changeup. This time Jones waited back on it and fouled it off. A lot of good hitting in this game. Just good pieces of hitting by the batters from both teams. And it becomes often a battle of wills. Here's the 1-2. Jones laces into the left field. This will be a base hit. Klosser fields it on a hop and gets it quickly back into the infield. Michaela Jones with her first hit of the game. Number 6 of the day for New Palestine. And she's aboard for the second time with 1 out.
Now batting the third baseman.
Another pitch high and outside. And she just reached up and deposited the pitch into left field.
And that's really been the story of the day so far, is these New Pal hitters being able to hit those balls that are above the belt towards their shoulders. And just like that, another case.
Emily O'Connor takes the first pitch low and outside for a ball. O'Connor crushed a solo homer her last time up. Here's the 1-0. Outside for a ball. Snap throw to first. Jones had not taken a big secondary lead. She is back. 1 out, 1 on. O'Connor at the plate, Macy Miller in the on-deck circle. And she fouls this one off toward the storage barn down the first baseline. O'Connor 8 homers, 26 RBI on the year after adding to that total last at-bat. Headed to the University of Indianapolis. Here's the 2-1. Just inside. 3-1 now the count. You can tell Benefiel doesn't want to give in to O'Connor. He's hitting over 500 on the year.
But probably being a little more cautious is Benefiel and her catcher Ryan, knowing that O'Connor hit that home run last inning.
Hits one in the air toward right. This will be playable for Winan. She makes the catch right on the foul line. And so there are now 2 away. Jones heads back to first inning, and Macy Miller will step in. Miller grounded out to short her last time up. She's also flied out to left field.
Miller.
2 out, 1 on in the 5th. She chops this one foul. The bottom of the order has done a lot of the damage for the Dragons. 4 of the 6 hits have come from the lower half of the order, including homers by Reagan Hyatt, the number 8 hitter, and Kendall Calvert, the number 9. Michaela Jones still down at first base. She had a 1-out single. New Palestine's had base runners in every inning. Miller fouls this one off back to the screen. She's in the hole 0-2.
And now with 2 outs now, Benefield doing a nice job of getting ahead 0-2, which she hasn't done for a while now. And with a big hitter like Miller, this is a good spot that you want to be in.
Jones has good speed at first. Here's the 0-2. Taken a low and away for a ball, 1-2. And there's one of those 0-2 pitches that's not high and outside. It's close enough to be enticing, but Miller able to lay off. Here's the 1-2. Way outside, 2-2. Jones a runner at first. There's Rob Davis, the Pendleton Heights coach. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch misses high and away for a ball, 3-2. As Benefield, after getting ahead 0-2, again throws 3 out of the zone and doesn't get Miller to bite as she works the count back full. Here's the 3-2. Popped up but foul. This will drop out of play. So we'll do it all over again. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jones will be going as the pitch leaves the hand. And this pitch is in the dirt, ball 4. Miller is aboard with the second walk of the game issued by Jordan Benefield. And this will bring up Tatum Biddle. Biddle is singled and struck out. 398.
Now batting the second baseman, number 26, Tatum Biddle.
And pushed that average pretty close to 400 with that base hit in the first inning. Here's the first pitch to Tatum Biddle, the lefty, and it's taken low for a ball, 1-0.
And this is a big at-bat for Benefield. You know, you got 2 runners on, 2 outs. This is an inning where you don't want New Pal to continue to score, considering they've scored 2 in the past 2 innings. So a big at-bat here.
Biddle scorches that one, but just foul down the third baseline. 1-1 the count on her.
Because we figure Benefield will want to finish out the game for Pendleton Heights. So as that number 1 pitcher, she's going to have to buckle down and try and find that anger, I guess you could say, inside to where you can throw that ball a little bit faster and have a little bit more movement on there. Keep these New Pal hitters uncomfortable.
Biddle takes this pitch high for a ball, 2-1. 2 runners aboard. Michaela Jones singled. Macy Miller walked. The Dragons with 2 runs in each the third and the fourth innings. Pendleton Heights with a run in the third. Biddle fouls this one back to the screen, and we're back to 2-2. Sam Boo in the on-deck circle doubled her last time up. Big spot in the game here. It's a 3-run game. Runner in scoring position, 2 out. Pretty good hitter at the plate in Tatum Biddle. And Benefield fires one. Biddle swings right through it to retire the side. 6 strikeouts for Benefield, that being one of the biggest as it strands a pair. The Dragons get a hit, but do not score. And so we go to the bottom of the 5th. The Dragons with a 4-1 lead over the Arabians. Big spot for Pendleton Heights. Our next broadcast will be on a Saturday. It's Pendleton Heights and Greenfield Central. Air at 2 and 7 p.m. on Saturday. That will be the Arabians' next game after this one. Number 4 team in Class 4A is Pendleton Heights, facing number 1 in 3A New Palestine. Sure, a big spot for Pendleton Heights as you're in the 5th, you're down 3, and you got the meat of your order coming up in your 2, 3, and 4 hitters in Hall, Conkling, and Klosser.
This is a perfect chance to get something going. The game is definitely not out of reach. Of course, it's only a 3-run game, and you're one of the top-ranked teams in 4A. You know just exactly what you're capable of. So let's see what they can get going here in the bottom of the 5th.
Hall is 1 for 2. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. Pendleton Heights had a pair of base runners in each of the first 2 innings. And Bullock was able to get out of those 2 jams. In the 3rd, Chloe Klosser hit a home run. This one hit in the air, foul territory, long run, and a diving attempt made by Michaela Jones, but she wasn't able to catch up to it. But the count is 0-2 on Hall. Good effort here by Michaela Jones. Dragon shortstop laying out for it, but just couldn't quite get to it.
Yeah, I love the effort. Big time game, you're going to try and get those outs any way you can, so got to go all out.
Arabians also had a pair on after the homer as this pitch outside for a ball. In the 3rd, Klosser hit a 2-out homer, and then Ryan reached by an error. Scott walked, and so there were 2 on, 2 out, but Bullock able to get out of that frame and retire the Arabians in order in the 4th. Count now 2-2 on Hall. Disciplined hitters are able to fall down to the count 0-2 and work it back to often full. Here's the 2-2. Hall fouls this one off.
Looks like Bullock has attacked that outside corner against Hall for this entire at-bat, and Hall's poked away at those ones that are iffy, run on the corner, able to foul those ones off, and maybe being patient, waiting to see if Bullock will make a mistake and leave one over the plate.
Here's the 2-2. Lays off of that one, 3-2. Hall, a talented multi-sport athlete at Pendleton Heights. She is a junior. And she, again, after falling down 0-2, has worked it back to full. She taps this one back to the circle. Bullock's up with it, fires over to first. 1 away. It's the second comebacker of the game that Bullock's been able to field. She also was able to get the put out to end the last inning. 5 in a row retired by the Dragon pitcher, and she now faces Gracie Conkling, who she has struck out and been able to retire on a comebacker. This pitch taken for a strike over the inside corner at the knees. We noticed Bullock working outside a lot early, Jarrett. You notice she's been much more comfortable going inside in the later times through the order. This one popped up. Short right, Tusher makes the catch, 2 out.
And the scouting report may be different compared on which batter you're going after, but Bullock's been really in command on both sides of the plate, going outside to the previous hitter, and then Conkling right there able to jam her and have her hit a pop-up to the second baseman.
Chloe Klosser steps in. She has half of the Arabians' 4 hits. She singled in the 1st and hit a long homer off the scoreboard in the 3rd to account for the Arabians' run. First pitch to her is taken for a ball.
For Bullock, you got to be confident if you're able to retire Klosser right here, her being the bright spot of this offense for Pendleton so far.
Grounded, wide of second. Biddle unable to field it. She tried to backhand it, just rode up her arm. And so Klosser is aboard for the 3rd time in this game. And it was a tough play by Biddle. She tried to backhand it, just kicked off the heel of her glove. That will be an infield hit. Klosser's 3rd hit of the game. 5th hit of the game for the Arabians. Kylie Ryan steps in, and she fouls this one back to the screen, 0-1. She had a long, loud out in the 1st inning. That was tracked down by Kendall Calvert on the warning track, about a step in front of the fence. Also reached via an error in the 3rd. This pitch hits her, and now the Arabians again have 2 runners aboard with 2 outs. So Bullock retires the first 2, but a hit batter now
running at first base, number 10,
brings Ryan to the base paths and now brings Grace Scott to the plate. She's 0 for 1. She struck out and walked. So 2 aboard, 2 out, and the tying run at the plate for Pendleton Heights.
Perfect chance for Grace Scott to make some noise for her Arabians. You got 2 on, 2 out. Don't have very many chances left, only 6 outs after this.
Pendleton Heights has had traffic pretty much the entire game. This pitch taken low for a ball. They stranded 2 in each of the first 3 innings. They've got 2 aboard here with 2 outs. Grace Scott batting. Here's the 1-0 to her. Swing and a miss. Scott hitting .250. She's a sophomore. 3 sophomores and a freshman in this starting lineup. A very young and talented Pendleton Heights team. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a foul tip. So the runners were moving, but they will have to retreat to their bases. Klosser at second. Kylie Ryan's courtesy runner, Bryn Libler at first. 1-2 the count on Scott. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The Arabians get a pair aboard with 2 outs, but they strand them both. On Bullock's 7th strikeout of the game.
A lot of high heat in that half inning for Bullock getting those strikeouts.
We've played 5 at Pendleton Heights. New Palestine 4, Pendleton Heights 1. You're watching 9 Star Channel 9.
The Red Sox are 1 out away. And the Dodgers are down to their final strike. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series. And the best team in baseball wins it all.
Along with Jarrett Lewis, I'm Andrew Smith. Back at Legends Field in Pendleton, Indiana, as the New Palestine Dragons lead the Pendleton Heights Arabians 4-1 as we head to the 6th inning. Jordan Benefiel, the ace for Pendleton Heights, in the circle. The Arabians 13-2 on the season.
Now batting for the Lady Dragons, number 25, Kinsey Mitchell.
And Kinsey Mitchell will bat for New Palestine. So she came in to pinch run, and she will stay in the lineup to bat for Telvue. So first pitch to Mitchell bounces in. Mitchell, a left-handed hitter. And so Mitchell hits this one foul behind home plate, and it lands on top of the press box. So the count now a 1-1 on the sophomore. She's hitting .294 on the year. She's scored 14 runs. That's second on the team. She's often used as a pinch runner. And she has very, very good speed. Here's the 1-1. Mitchell fakes the bunt, takes a pitch high. 2-1 the count on her. Well, there are a number of lefties in this New Palestine lineup. Mitchell is one of the pure slap hitters in this lineup. Here's the 2-1. Shows bunt, pulls the bat back, takes a strike, 2-2.
And it's so hard for a hitter like Mitchell, who's a slap hitter, running towards the front of the box because you have very little time to react in general. And now that she's running towards the box, you have little time to see if you like that pitch or not.
And she grounds this one into right for a base hit. So Mitchell just goes with the pitch and places it right between the first and second baseman on the right side of the infield. She's aboard with New Palestine's 7th hit of the game. And so that spot in the lineup has produced a pair of hits from a pair of different batters. Telvue with a double and Kinsey Mitchell with a base hit. Now, Alyssa Dillard and Ed Markham, the New Palestine coaches, are talking over by the third base coaching box, and Rob Davis is going to take this opportunity to come out and chat with his pitcher and his infielders and possibly discuss defensive coverage, especially with a very speedy Mitchell at first base.
Yeah, I got to be curious about what Ed Markham and his assistant are trying to figure out here. You got Emma Tucher coming up to the plate. Not sure what the conversation may have been about, but now they're done.
Not sure if they were thinking about a pinch hitter. Definitely not a pinch runner in this situation. But Tusher will bat. She struck out twice. Mitchell at first. Nobody out. And Tusher bunts. It's a good one. Fielded by the first baseman, and Conkling throws down to second. Now Mitchell overruns the bag. She's in a rundown, and it's a double play. So Tusher with a sacrifice bunt, but Mitchell tried to sneak her way past second base, and she was gunned down on the base paths. And so it's a double play, and very quickly New Palestine's threat is snuffed out.
And I'm not sure what Mitchell was thinking there, but she definitely did not pick up Coach Ed Markham at third. She was on a dead sprint, rounding second, heading for third. Had no idea where the ball was, and just an easy pickle play out for Pendleton.
Reagan Hyatt hit a 2-run homer her last time up. Takes first pitch for a ball. 2-run homer to dead center field. That was her second of the year and 9th RBI. She's ahead in the count here, 2-0. There aren't many holes in this New Palestine lineup. Your 8 and 9 hitters have homered in this game. 2-0 the count. And here's the pitch. Grounded to third. Up with it is Scott. She fires across the diamond to retire the side. The Dragons get a leadoff hit, but the double play erases that. And we head to the bottom of the 6th. New Palestine still leading 4-1 over Pendleton Heights. Lower third of the order due up for Pendleton Heights. Michaela Winans, Megan Porter, and Jaden Brown. In the 6th inning for the Arabians, and what that means, they're guaranteed to have to go through the top of the order again. So Kaylee Bullock will head out for her 6th inning of work. She's fanned 6 in this game. Correction, she's fanned 7. Miscounted one of those. Allowed 5 hits. The only run, a solo homer by Chloe Klosser. She has also walked a pair and hit one. All of the runs in this game have been off home runs. Klosser with a solo shot in the 3rd for Pendleton Heights. Kendall Calvert and Emily O'Connor with solo homers in the 3rd for New Palestine. And then Reagan Hyatt with a 2-run blast in the 4th.
Nothing wrong with a home run derby, but we did expect some great hitting from these top-ranked teams, but also some great pitching, and we've got a little bit of both. So it's been a great game so far heading into the bottom of the 6th.
4-1 your score. New Palestine leading. Michaela Winans is 1 for 2 and fouls this first pitch back to the screen. 0-1 the count on her. Winans is a senior. We mentioned 4 seniors in this Pendleton Heights team committed to Anderson University. She, Chloe Klosser, Brianna Bell, and Jaden Brown. It's the 0-1. Take it for a strike over the outside corner, 0-2.
And Winans was taking a hack at that first pitch. She was ready for that first pitch fastball that Bullock delivered to her. Bullock decides to slow it down to get ahead 0-2.
And Winans reaches for this one and fouls it off back to the screen. So it stays at 0-2. This is a good game for both of these teams because this is a state tournament type game, especially the caliber of opponent. Here's the 0-2. Hit in the air toward right. It will fall for a base hit. Winans with her 2nd hit of the game. And for the first time in this game, Pendleton Heights has the leadoff batter aboard.
Great piece of hitting there from Winans. Took that outside pitch to right field. That's exactly what the coaches want to teach you to do. Not try to pull everything, but use every bit of the field, left to right field. And she just does that, taking that outside pitch for a hit to right field.
Coach Rob Davis is going to go to his bench. Amanda White batting. She is a senior. She's homered 3 times. She's hitting .237 on the year. Leadoff runner, Michaela Winans. Over at first, White hits this one in the air and foul. It'll drop out of play behind the Pendleton Heights dugout. White, one of 5 seniors on this Pendleton Heights roster. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Tried to go with a high pitch, and White couldn't catch up to it. It's 0-2 the count. And here's the pitch outside, 1-2. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for New Palestine. 1 run, 6 hits, no errors for Pendleton Heights. The Arabians have had traffic a lot in this game. They have left 8 runners on base. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 8 strikeouts for Bullock. And she retires White for the first out of the inning.
And that's the beauty of getting ahead. First you get ahead 0-2, throw one of those waste pitches outside to see if they chase. Then you throw another one out there that has some movement on it and hits the outside corner.
Brown takes the first pitch for a strike. Jaden Brown, a senior. She is walked and grounded out to third. Into the day hitting 308. Here's the 0-1, taken outside for a ball, 1-1. So Winans at first. Pendleton Heights with 6 hits. Chloe Klosser has 3 and Winans has 2. This pitch is high, 2-1. The other one belongs to Allie Hall.
See the wind picking up a little bit more now. That flag starting to wave just a bit more towards right field. And with all these lefties in this Pendleton lineup, you'd like to see if they can get a hold of one and let that wind carry it over the right field fence.
Yeah, there have been storms in the area. They've all avoided us here, but this pitch fouled off to make the count 3-2. But they've basically split the uprights. They've gone north of us, they've gone east of us, but we have been in pretty good shape. We got a little downpour about 4 hours before game time. Here's the 3-2, taken outside for a ball. And Pendleton Heights again has 2 runners aboard. And the tying run coming to the plate in the person of Kylie Davis. 1 out, 2 on. This is the first time Pendleton Heights has had 2 on with 1 out. In all of their other opportunities when they've had 2 runners aboard, they've done so with 2 outs. Now you got the top of the order up as well. First pitch to Davis. Taken for a strike over the outside corner, 0-1. Both pitchers have gone the distance. Kaylee Bullock for New Palestine, Jordan Benefiel for Pendleton Heights. Here's the 0-1. Foul back to the screen, 0-2. Davis is the Arabians' table setter. She's 0 for 3 today, but she came into the day hitting .444.
I'm guessing Bullock's going to continue to pound this outside corner. And she does. That one's just a little bit off the plate, but when you're up like that and you got a left-handed hitter, you want to see if she can maybe hit it to the opposite field, because you do have the force out at third base.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 9 strikeouts now for Bullock. And they are now 2 away for Allie Hall.
And Bullock sees this top of the order coming up, and she knows that she's been able to deal with them pretty handily, striking out Kylie Davis 3 times, and now Allie Hall, who did reach in the first inning, but has since then been retired twice by Bullock.
Hall, a pretty good hitter, .447 coming into the day. She's driven in 16, has a runner in scoring position, is ahead in the count. 1-0. She's 1 for 3. Swings and misses here, 1-1. One and 1 the count, Bullock to Hall. This is a strike over the outside corner at the letters. And the count now, a ball and 2 strikes.
This is one of those pitches where just the movement is just so ridiculous, starting on the plate and then reaching the outside corner.
The 1-2 popped up in foul territory. Long run for Reagan Hyatt. She's unable to make the catch. She tried to make a diving catch, but was unable to reel it in. So Hall stays alive. That was a tough play for Hyatt. Gave a valiant effort, but it just landed just in front of her as she was sliding. 1-2 the count, 2 outs, 2 aboard for the Arabians. Here's the pitch. Just outside, 2-2.
Awfully close pitch on that outside corner. By the way the umpire reacted and the noise he made, you almost thought he called it a strike.
Here's the 2-2. In the air to left. Kendall Calvert is over and makes the catch right on the foul line to retire the side. The Arabians get a hit. They leave 2 for the 5th time in this game. We've played 6. Number 1, New Palestine 4. Number 4, Pendleton Heights 1. You're watching high school softball on 9 Star Channel 9.
It's a long, long way, and you might only get one tiny chance, so you better say yes. Gonna light up the sky, gonna shine like the stars that burn so bright, light up the sky.
We're back for the 7th inning at Pendleton Heights High School. The New Palestine Dragons leading the Pendleton Heights Arabians 4-1. Kendall Calvert, Jalen Calvert, Michaela Jones will be the 3 due up. The 9, 1, and 2 hitters for New Palestine against Jordan Benefiel, who's on for her 7th inning of work.
Leading off the top of the 7th inning, the Lady Dragons. Left field,
Dragons with 7 hits, 4 runs.
Calvert.
Kendall Calvert got the scoring started with a solo homer to right center in the 3rd. Emily O'Connor followed with a homer as well.
And a huge inning for Benefield, obviously the bottom of the 7th, but facing the top of the order, which she has handled fairly well. She did give up the homer to Emily O'Connor in the 3rd and also a single in the 5th to Jones. But as far as Jalen Calvert goes, the leadoff hitter we see now, she has done fairly well against her. So just a huge inning. Going to have to see a 1-2-3 inning, just no damage done heading into the bottom of the 7th.
And you want to look ahead to the bottom of the 7th if you're Pendleton Heights. Chloe Klosser's due up second. She has done the most damage. She's 3 for 3 with a homer. And the middle of that order has done very well. This pitch over the outside corner for a strike to Kendall Calvert. 1-2 the count on her. Dragons left fielder. Yeah. 4-1 your score. Here is the 1-2. Chop to first, making the play is Conkling, and it was a foot race, but Conkling wins the race to the bag, and there is one away. That looked like a pretty routine play, but Conkling came up with it, and I don't think realized how fast Calvert was. Those two got tangled up.
It looks like Calvert and the first base coach for New Pal thought it was close. They wanted to see if maybe the home plate umpire had a better view of it, but from our replay, it looked like Conkling did get her foot there first.
Yeah, she got her foot there first by about a quarter step, but it was a close play, much closer than you might have thought on a typical routine grounder to first base. Jalen Calvert is 0 for 3, and she is ahead in the count now, 1-0. Jordan Benefiel has allowed 7 hits. Misses high for a ball here. 2-0. She has 6 strikeouts on the day, does Benefiel. This pitch is a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, Benefield and Bullock both have shown how dominant they are with the strikeouts they had. Both of them right around 6 or 7, and
here's the 2-1 fouled back to the screen, 2-2.
Being those number 1 pitchers for these teams, I mean, of course, a lot is gonna ride on you now coming up on these important conference games. Also, when the sectional starts in a couple weeks, so their stuff will only get better, hopefully.
Here's the 2-2. Calvert taps one out in front of the plate, and the throw to first in time. What a play by Kylie Ryan, the Pendleton Heights catcher, scampering to get to that ball and gunning down the fleet of foot, Jalen Calvert.
Now batting the shortstop, number 22.
Calvert reached out and tapped it. Ryan had to make a tough play and got her by just an eyelash. Jones hits this one high into center, but Allie Hall tracks it down to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across. We go to the bottom of the 7th. New Palestine 4, Pendleton Heights 1. And the Arabians sending the middle of the order up. Gracie Conkling, Chloe Klosser, and Kylie Ryan. Grace Scott and Michaela Winans would be the next two due up. And Klosser has 3 of Pendleton Heights' 6 hits. She's 3 for 3. Winans is 2 for 3. And so Kaylee Bullock needs to get 3 outs, but facing a pretty solid middle of the order. And we've got some rain in the area, as you see, but it has avoided us. You can see the flag in the background blowing a lot more briskly than it had been. Blowing pretty much straight out to right center.
Hopefully we can avoid this rain in the area, get this game over with. Don't want to see extra innings if we have some dangerous weather in the area. 4-1 lead for New Palestine, though. Bullock's been dealing the whole game.
Here's first pitch to Conkling, fouled back. Bullock has allowed 6 hits, 5 singles, and the homer to Klosser. She has struck out 9. That is a season high for her. Conkling is 0 for 3 today. She is a sophomore. 0-1 the count on her. Fouled back. 0-2.
Not an ideal pitch to swing at for Conkling. Kind of looked like it was in on her hands and jammed her a little bit. 0-1 count. You're going to look for something sweet. 0-2, you got to be smart.
Here's the 0-2. Bullock misses high and wide with it. So 1-2 the count. In the bottom of the 7th inning, that leadoff hitter is always key. Here's the 1-2. Outside 2-2 as Bullock tried to get Conkling to chase. She has struck out 1. She's also grounded out to the mound or the circle, excuse me. There is no mound in softball. And flied out to right. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 10 strikeouts now for Bullock. And the all-important leadoff hitter is retired in the 7th.
Another one of those pitches that just got in on her hands, just like the one she fouled off before.
Now batting the left fielder.
And Conkling unable to get her bat around and take it into left field. Nice pitch selection by Bullock.
Chloe Klosser has been Pendleton Heights' best hitter today. She's homered and singled twice. And the first pitch to her, and Klosser looked like she was trying to hit that one over the scoreboard, but offers and misses. Swung out of her shoes on that one almost. 0-1 the count. This one lined into right field, and Tata Biddle makes an outstanding play in short right field to retire Klosser. Biddle tracked that down behind first base. That's good speed by the senior second baseman. Fielded it on the second hop and then didn't have a lot of time, so she almost reverse pivoted and threw from her knees.
Good opposite field there, hitting by Klosser, but great hustle by Biddle from second base as the ball was hit over the first baseman. Didn't give up on it. Was able to make a quick gather in and throw to get her out.
It's up to Kylie Ryan for Pendleton Heights. She's flied out, reached on an error, and been hit by a pitch. If she can reach, Grace Scott is in the on-deck circle. Here's the 0-1 to her. It's hit in the air to left, but foul. Gave it a ride as that one one-hopped the fence, but about 15 feet foul. So the count now 0-2. The Arabians down to their final strike. Clouds getting a little darker.
They certainly are, but you like to have that scoreboard reading 2 strikes and 2 outs if you're Bullock.
0-2 the count on Kylie Ryan, freshman catcher for Pendleton Heights. Here's the pitch, high and wide. 1-2 the count. Ryan showing good patience as many of these hitters from both teams have done. Here's the 1-2. Hit softly towards second. Tatum Biddle with a diving catch to retire the side and give New Palestine a big 4-1 victory. Tatum Biddle with 2 outstanding defensive plays in the 7th inning. Give New Palestine a 4-1 victory over Pendleton Heights. And this is just good speed and good instincts from the Dragons' second baseman.
2 beautiful plays from Biddle in the second base position, ending off this game. First, the one that could have been a hit that was hit over the first baseman. Nice hustle to go after that one. And then all out, diving to get that one to end this game. A huge conference victory for these New Pal Dragons.
And for Kaylee Bullock, probably her best start of the year as she strikes out 10. That's a season high for her, allowing 6 hits. And for the New Palestine Dragons, they're now 14-1 and 4-0 in the Hoosier Heritage Conference. They're in the driver's seat now in the conference standings with a 1-game lead on Pendleton Heights in the loss column. Pendleton Heights 1-1. Mount Vernon also has 1 loss in conference play. They are 3-1. They will play Pendleton Heights coming up. So final totals in this one for the New Palestine Dragons: 4 runs on 7 hits. They committed 1 error and left 4 on base. For Pendleton Heights, they had 1 run on 6 hits. They did not commit an error. They left 10. The winning pitcher, Kaylee Bullock, is now 8-1 on the season. She allowed 6 hits, struck out 10. That's a season high for her. And Jordan Benefiel suffers her 3rd loss. She's now 10-3, despite pitching a really solid game. Home runs in this one: Emily O'Connor, Kendall Calvert with solo homers, and Reagan Hyatt with a 2-run homer for New Palestine. Chloe Klosser, a solo homer for Pendleton Heights. And that was all the scoring. And there's Reagan Hyatt's homer, which really felt like the difference in the game, even though New Palestine already had the lead. That one made it a 3-run lead, and that really gave them that insurance and Kaylee Bullock that breathing room to be able to make the pitches she needed and pitch out of some jams later on in the game.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and for Bullock being the great pitcher that she is, having this great offensive lineup, and here's the home run earlier by O'Connor that went off the scoreboard, but really big hits, big runs that New Pal got with the home runs, and every little bit helps with Bullock. And in a big game like this, it made all the difference.
Yeah, Emily O'Connor's homer, her 8th of the season, was a blast. That made it 2-0 after Kendall Calvert hit one to right, her 1st of the season earlier. And for Pendleton Heights, Chloe Klosser hit her 2nd. And this is the Kendall Calvert homer that got the scoring started. And that ball just kept carrying and then dropped over the fence for the solo homer. That gave New Palestine a 1-0 lead. And so the one thing I take out of this game, if I'm a fan of either one of these teams, is these teams look tournament ready, because this was a state tourney caliber game, and Chloe Klosser here with a mammoth shot off the scoreboard. They look tournament ready, pitching, defense, and hitting. A lot of really good at-bats. Pitchers made a lot of really good pitches. This was just a really good, well-played softball game. And so now with the sectional beginning in a couple of weeks, anything can happen. New Palestine opening up. They're hosting their sectional. And Pendleton Heights defending sectional champs as well. And so there's a lot of a couple of teams with some aspirations to go deep in the tourney, and 2 top 5 teams in this game really lived up to its billing.
And both teams did look ready, but all aspects of the game. Pitching looked good with Bullock, of course, for New Palestine, and on the other end, Jordan Benefield pitched a well-complete game, except for the loud hits that New Palestine had, the 3 home runs. And other than that, it was a pretty well-played game defensively. Not very many errors, not very many walks given up also by either team. So both of these teams definitely look tournament ready. New Palestine obviously in control up top of the HHC standings. So, you know, from here on out, it's going to be about getting better and getting ready for that tournament.
And so that'll do it for us. I want to thank all of our 9-Star TV crew, John Painter and Bill McKenna, our producers, as well as all of our camera people and graphics gurus For Jarrett Lewis, I am Andrew Smith. Thanks for watching. New Palestine wins 4-1. This has been a presentation of 9 Star Films and 9 Star Channel 9.